who will make the playoffs, who will win the Super Bowl, who will win each NFL major award this year. This is our predictions of who's making the playoffs and award winners video. Let's get right into it with our playoff teams.
Over the last few weeks, we have done our divisions, predictions for standings for each division. So if you want a full recap of a team, you should go check out those videos as well, because we did one for each division. So in this one, we're just going to list who our division winners are, the rankings, and who have made their wild cards. So we're not going anything in depth. So if you want to watch those videos, you just go on, subscribe, and go on those videos and watch them. I'll also link a playlist as well at the end of the video. But let's just start off with it. Our division winners, AFC. At the 1 seed, I put the Buffalo Bills because I gave them the tiebreaker because I had them beating the Ravens week 1. Therefore, Ravens are my 2 seed. They're both at 13 wins. At 12 wins in the 3 seed is the Chiefs. Not my Chiefs, the Chiefs. And at number 4, with a 10-7 record, like usual, AFC South winners, the Houston Texans.
For me, I have the Chiefs and the Ravens tied. So the Chiefs take the tiebreaker for me at both of them with 14 wins. So Chiefs 1, Ravens 2. The Bills with 12 wins are my number 3 seed. So essentially we flip-flop those two, the 1 and 3 spots. And the Texans for me at 11-6 are my last division winner. There will be the 4th seed coming out of the AFC. For the NFC, again, I'm high on Stafford being healthy. So that's why a lot of this goes this way. The Rams are my number 1 seed. They take the tiebreaker over the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are my number 2 seed. Both those 2 teams have 13 wins. Next up is for me, it's the Detroit Lions with 10 wins. And then the Atlanta Falcons winning the NFC South with 9 wins.
I have the Eagles at number 1. I gave them 15 wins. At number 2, I have the Lions. I gave them 11 wins. At number 3, I went with the Bucks with a 10-7 record. And number 4, my FC West winner is the San Francisco 49ers, and I also have them at a 10-7 record as well. I just gave the tiebreaker over the Bucks. Also, just some random gut feelings. Let's just see if an NFC South team not be number 4. Yeah. So let's see if that changes up, because Bucks by far are the best team in that division. So I feel like they could have a little bit of edge in that sense, even if they could get to the 3rd seed, if they possibly can.
So for this is where it gets tough, the wildcard teams, right? But for me, the AFC number 5 seed was obvious. I had them at the only team with the 11 wins were the LA Chargers, so they're my automatic 5 seed. 6 and 7 is where it got tough. I had a couple of teams with 10 wins, the Bengals, the Patriots, and the Commanders. I went with
the Commanders.
Sorry, Bengals, Patriots, and the Broncos. Broncos, the other team that went good last year. I ultimately went with the Cincinnati Bengals as my 6th seed. Reason why, I don't think their defense should be as bad as last year, because last year was historically bad. Now, if they are historically bad, they're obviously gonna miss out. We'll see how it goes. They brought Trey Hendrickson back. New DC. We'll see how that ends up being. Even though preseason didn't seem too great. And the last final spot, I'm doing it. I'm giving it to the New England Patriots. Sorry, Broncos fans. It's time for them to take the jump. Like we said before in the video, again, not going to go too much in depth, easy schedule. I want to see, there's a team last year that took jumps, the Broncos, for example, the Commanders. I want to bank on the Patriots this year, and they'll be taking that jump this year. So 5 Chargers, 6 Bengals, 7 Patriots.
For me, I had 2 teams at 11 wins that finished 2nd place in the division. That is the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're my 5 seed. I'm just hoping they could really outscore their problems, and I feel like obviously they have the piece to do that. And like you said, as long as they're not historically bad,
just be average.
Right? Just be average, just below average. I think you'll be fine, because you should be able to outscore your issues. Number 6, I have the Patriots. I gave them 11 wins. I was high on them. And then number 7, I had 2 teams at 10 wins. It was between the Chargers and the Broncos. And this was a little bit easy because in that divisional video, I gave the edge to the Broncos. So therefore, the Broncos are my last wildcard team for the AFC.
It is going to be, again, we're predicting nothing's wrong from both sides. There's nothing too egregious. Sometimes it's a gut feeling. You got to go with it. No one thought the Broncos and the Commanders were going to be in the playoffs last year. Then here we are, right? So next up, let's move up to our 5, 6, 7, the wildcard spots in the NFC. I had a bunch of teams at 9 wins, but the one that I'm automatically giving the 5 slot to is the Green Bay Packers. Off the bat, that's just the easy one for me. Next, it was pretty much between the Cardinals, Commanders, and the Niners. Obviously, like you said, in our NFC West video, I gave the edge to the Cardinals, so they're my 6th seed. And then again, I don't know how tiebreakers work. We're gonna just go based off this. I gave it to the Washington Commanders. I still think they're gonna be a good enough team. Even slight drop off from last year, but the NFC isn't as strong as the AFC. They should get that 7 seed. So Packers, Arizona, and Washington will 5, 6, 7 will finish out my wild card.
At number 5, I kind of went with the last year's Lions and Vikings thing, where like essentially whoever won the division would be top. But with the Commanders, like for Eagles are like by far the best team in the NFC, and I gave them the 1 seed. But my second best team comes at number 5, which is the Washington Commanders with 12 wins, and they have more than the Lions. I'm all in. I think they've done some improvements. Are they gonna have some issues? Probably, for sure, 100%. But I feel like the difference between Daniels and Stroud here, because obviously this is the comparison of like sophomore slump and obviously the insane rookie year. The difference is I feel like Jaden Daniels could literally run away from his problems.
Yeah.
Like literally run, because he's that athletic and that good and that fast. So for that reason, I have the Commanders there. Now I feel like adding in Debo, I feel like Debo is gonna do something this year, right? I just feel it's a gut feeling. I feel like he's motivated. It feels like he wants to prove himself again.
And McLaurin's done as well.
And McLaurin, yeah. So they're gonna
have no stress about that to worry about.
They have a literal wide receiver duo in Washington. At number 6, I guaranteed them in the Micah Parsons video. I guaranteed them in our NFC North video. The Packers are in there. The only reason they're below the Commanders is just because the divisional stuff. Because schedule strength is going to be tough to come out really like with like 13, 14 wins, I think, in that division this year, because you don't have the Bears to beat up on. At number 7, this is a little bit of a weird one. I do believe if Stafford's fully healthy and plays every single game, that the LA Rams would win the division. I think the Rams are going to come at 7 just because I know, and I have this feeling that Stafford's literally going to miss a few games. It's going to be a bumpy road, especially in the beginning, I think. I feel like because the Rams always do well in the second half of the year. So they always go on this good run where they could like push for a playoff spot and then last year push for the division. I feel like the same thing's going to happen here. They'll go push for that wildcard spot. They're too talented not to. And I feel like if Stafford is healthy down the stretch, they will definitely be able to do that. But this dude has literal back pain, has to see specialist, and he's 37 and he got beat up in Detroit. It's just not a good sign for me. But overall, when I know if this guy's healthy, I would give these guys the division literally. I made that clarification in our NFC West video.
Yeah, because I took the more positive route. I'm like, they'll be fine. We'll see how it ends up going.
I'm just saying he's going to be healthy enough just for them to take him to the playoffs. But yeah, number 5 Commanders, 6 Packers, and number 7 the LA Rams.
All right, time to make our Super Bowl predictions right now before we get to the individual awards. And once again, I'm going into the hype. I have the Baltimore Ravens making it to the Super Bowl. They will be taking on the Green Bay Packers for me. I think, again, it's tough to get back to the Super Bowl, even though Mahomes has done it. We'll see if the Eagles do it. I agree with you. They are by far the best roster, but I'm just going to give Green Bay the shout there because I don't want to be too boring as well. But ultimately, I have Lamar Jackson finally getting it done. The Baltimore's beating the Packers in the Super Bowl this season.
Let's be honest. Let's just brutally be honest.
Yeah.
We all know it's going to be Chiefs and Eagles again.
Probably.
It's probably going to be Chiefs and Eagles again. But Eagles, I'm more convinced of coming back than the Chiefs. The reason is just because I think they're literally, there's no one on their level in the NFC. I think there's a tier separating between them and the NFC. The tier 1 is Eagles, tier 2 could be Lions, Packers, and like Commanders and the rest, right? And then as long as you go down. For that reason, the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl for me. And I'm going to agree with you. I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens. Again, we're picking against the Chiefs, which is probably not going to work out well, but who gives a shit, because picking the Chiefs is very boring and it kind of ruins the playoff vibe for the NFL. But overall, when I'm looking at it, I think Ravens got stronger across the board.
Their change is going to be Justin Tucker is no longer their kicker, and we know for reasons why.
And he struggled last year, so it's not going to be that big of a miss anyways.
And they drafted a guy this year.
Yeah, so overall, when I'm looking at it, as long as Lamar is healthy, they'll have a chance, and hopefully, because Lamar was good in that playoff game against Buffalo last year.
Yeah.
Apart from the 2 interceptions, just 2 bad throws. If you could just find a way to eliminate those mistakes, the Ravens will go through, in my opinion.
All right, do you want to go with the best award to least, or do you want to go least to the best?
Let's go with the newest.
So we're going to start off with Protector of the Year?
Before we go into Protector of the Year, we'd appreciate you guys smash the subscribe button, hit that bell icon, because this channel is literally all about the NFL, all NFL talks, all 32 teams, all season long. NFL season literally starting this week in 2 days. So hit the subscribe button if you enjoy NFL, if you're an NFL fan. And also comment down your award winners. comment down your Super Bowl down below. We'll be reacting to them in the comments and replying to them as well. But let's go on to it. Newest award, Protector of the Year. Number 3, Lane Johnson.
Number 3, Lane Johnson.
Number 2, Penei Sewell.
Number 2, Penei Sewell.
Number 1, I'm going biased and I don't give a shit what any of you guys say.
I was like, I thought we were going to line up here, but okay.
I am going with my boy, Quentin Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts because we're going to suck so bad this year. This will be my only small W.
So that's the reason why I didn't pick them, because I don't know how good they're going to be. They're not going to be talked about much outside of maybe the bad reasons, all of that. So funny enough, yeah, I had Lane Johnson. I have to throw an Eagle guy in there. And I feel like for the first award, he's going to be in the shout. Penei Sewell, they lost some pieces in the O-line. He needs to step up a little bit more. Like
just play to play your level.
Just play to your level,
Yeah.
and even more, you have a chance at this award because I think he might be the favorite in general. But I went with Joe Alt. The reason why I went with Joe Alt of the LA Chargers is because they lost Rashawn Slater for the year. He got pushed. He's most likely pushed to the left tackle spot right now. And I have the Chargers making the playoffs. And listen, a lot of people are counting out the Chargers a little bit because of the Slater injury. I'm saying Alt will step up and will help lead the Chargers to that playoff spot.
All right, that's fair. Let's move on.
I'm surprised you gave Quentin the win, though. I had a feeling you were going to give him top 3.
I went all in.
And plus, I feel like the tackles get more favored in this award.
I would agree. I think the tackles might get more favored here, unless you're Creed Humphrey.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the only center that's probably really going to have a chance. Assistant of the year.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that one. That's the one I missed on the top of my head. Okay, assistant coach of the year.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
Because I went based on the NFL.com one, so I didn't go with that one. Assistant coach. We'll come back to that one. I'll think about it on the spot a little bit.
All right, let's go comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. For me, number 3. I went with it, Nick Chubb. I went a little bit off the board. He's starting the year as the running back. Right, Joe Mixon's missing the first 4 years. Last time we saw Nick Chubb on the field when he was healthy, he was arguably the second top 2 receiver in the NFL, top 2 running back after Christian McCaffrey, most likely tied with maybe Derrick Henry at the time. Right? Yes, a lot to come back from the injuries and stuff, and the O-line is trash. But if he finds a way to get going, yeah, I think he should be in consideration for comeback player of the year.
Number 3, I have Dak Prescott, just because the main thing is it's going to be heavily relied on. And your Nick Chubb shout is not bad. There's probably a shout that I would usually go for.
Yeah.
Because I love giving love to the little guys. And right now, Nick Chubb is a little guy, which is weird to say. But overall, when I'm looking at it, the Nick Chubb, if he does step up in the first 4 weeks, he's definitely going to have a shout. Hopefully, he could stay healthy. And if he finds his form, that'll be amazing. Dak Prescott, it's pretty self-explanatory. If he's healthy, he's going to be throwing the ball a lot. And now you have 2 people to throw the ball to instead of just force feed to CeeDee Lamb. Because last year, I felt like his interceptions were just because he was force-feeding CeeDee Lamb because there was no one else. But having George Pickens there and having him being able to a good contested catcher is, I think is going to be huge for his offense. And if he's healthy, obviously, I think he's going to be in this conversation. Number 2, I went with the big boy from Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson. Last year, he was my decoy before he went down. This year, we'll see what he's going to do. But one thing I know, if he's healthy all year, he's going to return to his level. He's going to wreak havoc. And in that Lions defense, he's going to be the best player, not even just on the Lions the defense, the whole entire football team. And if he is that, the Detroit Lions are back and Aiden Hutchinson's back.
For me, number 2 is Christian McCaffrey. Listen, at the end of the day, the Niners season rides upon him, especially to start the year. A lot of injuries, a lot of older players. We know George Hill had a really good last year. Brock Purdy, we know how he's going to be even better with Christian McCaffrey on the field. I think it's an easy number 2 for me. And number 1 for me is Aiden Hutchinson. Everything you said is fair. I feel like if Detroit wants to make some noise after losing some coordinators, their top players also need to step up. This is why I gave Penei Sewell a top 3 shot in the Protector of the Year. This is why I'm giving Hutchinson the Comeback Player of the Year award, because, like you said, last year he was amazing before he went down. I kind of hopefully the injury doesn't hinder him too much. Maybe somewhat of a slow start, but he'll get back to that form.
I want CMC number 1. The reason being I'm high on the 49ers. And the reason why I'm high on the 49ers is I think CMC will be healthy this year. I know that's a weird and big bet and big risk to take on. But let's be honest. If CMC is healthy this year, I don't even care. Don't take the ability away because we already know what the ability is. If he's available this year, he's winning. It's just simple as that because he's that good. And if the 49ers want any success, it's going to take every bit of Christian McCaffrey to do so, especially on the offensive side. So I give that to him.
All right, let's go with the Rookie of the Year awards. We'll start off with Defensive Rookie of the Year. This one was a little tough to judge because there are rookies coming in. We are not the 2 biggest college, like watching college on a professional type level, like we watch it casually. Like it's not our job to analyze these guys, but we know some of these names and that are going to take a step. Number 3, Mikel Williams from the San Francisco 49ers. You got Robert Saleh there. Simple as that, right? That they lost some pieces on the defensive side of the ball. He needs to. I think Robert Saleh will get him going, and he will make his name over at that line.
Number 3, this is where I went a little bit off the board. This guy had the biggest draft slide.
Okay, you did go with him.
I'm not talking about Shadur Sanders.
No, it's defense. I know.
I'm talking about Will Johnson.
Yeah.
I know there's an injury concern with this dude, but going into the draft, I was fully confident that this guy was going to be a top 10 pick. Like before obviously the college football year ended and before his injury news came out. Going into that year, I was like, yeah, Will Johnson, top 10, top 5 pick, best cornerback in the draft. I know Travis Hunter's there, but like, I think this guy's literally a shutdown corner coming into this. And yes, he had that huge draft slide. He's going to go to Arizona. There's going to be opportunities for him to do something. And because of that, I think Will Johnson is going to creep his way back into a conversation. And entering year 2, he could be creeping his way into a conversation of top 10 to top 15 cornerbacks into the league, like how Christian Gonzalez is doing, like how, Pastor Tan literally became number 1 after year 2.
Yeah.
And then Derek Stingley and all these guys. Number 2, I went with, where'd my thing go? Oh, there it is. Jihad Campbell. This guy fell to the Eagles.
Yeah.
You're good, bro. I think you'll do really good this year.
I just think there's too many pieces there that he might not.
I mean, Cooper DeJean and Kenyon Mitchell were in the conversations last year as well.
Yeah.
I think like this guy was a literal top 15 pick of the draft, and he fell all the way to the late 20s to the Philadelphia Eagles. He's in a good spot. He has a talent. The situation is good. I think he's definitely going to be in this conversation.
Number 2, I went with Jalen Walker from the Atlanta Falcons. I feel like if the reason why I gave him the division win, one of their 2 defensive pieces has to step up. I gave this guy the edge because he was the higher pick. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the Falcons for me is the reason why I feel like he'll be one big reason they will get to that finally getting that division win and making the playoffs.
Number 1, I feel like the only thing that's going to hinder this dude is some opportunities because there are clearly 2 people ahead of him on his roster at the moment. But watching Penn State last year and watching Abdul Carter, it literally reminds you of like a beast. It's just simply, this guy's a tank. He's going to get to the quarterback. He's going to disrupt the rhythm of the offense. If this guy gets on the field, I know it'll be a little bit tougher for him early on with the Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns there. But I think this guy's going to have a nice little run to end off the year to prove that why he was a top 5 pick in the NFL draft.
Yeah, I went Abdul Carter number 1. It feels like the boring pick, but I feel like if you get drafted that high, usually edge rushers, for the most part, that are pretty high up drafted, will pan out. And I fully believe that that will be the case with the Giants, who, once again, we think that are a better team than the record will show this coming year.
So let's go.
So the offensive rookie of the year now.
Offensive rookie of the year.
For me, number 3, I went with Cam Ward. I feel like he is going to live up to the first overall potential. Yeah, he may not be that superstar guy off the bat because the Tennessee team isn't the greatest, but he'll find opportunities. He will get Calvin Ridley rolling a little bit more. He will he will look good. The question is going to be the rest of the Tennessee team. Some people, to the point where not us, but like some people put them not finishing last in the division because of Cam Ward. I believe in the hype of Cam Ward. He is really good, so I gave him number 3.
Number 3, I went with my boy Tyler Warren. I would have put you number 1.
I feel like that was more of your number 1 shot than Quentin Nelson, to be honest.
Yeah, Quentin Nelson was just literally pure bias. I know, but I just had to do it. Tyler Warren. I know Brock Bowers had success last year with freaking Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah,
but I'm not convinced by Daniel Jones or obviously Anthony Richardson, and I feel like that's going to hurt Tyler Warren. But I don't think that's going to stop him to just produce. He's going to be that quarterback-friendly tight end that Indy always wanted.
Jones is starting too.
And Daniel Jones is going to throw the ball short because he doesn't have anything beyond 20 air yards in him that's going to be accurate, in my opinion. So obviously Tyler Warren are going to operate the middle of the field. Only reason I would have put him number 1 if he had a better quarterback. I genuinely would have put him Tyler Warren number 1.
Number 2 for me, Matthew Golden. he will take the step forward for the Green Bay Packers to be that wide receiver one. They finally took a skill position player after what, since 02, right? And he'll prove them why. Green Bay usually does a decent job drafting no matter what they pick. Like, they obviously, everybody was shocked they took Jordan Love first overall. Sorry, not first overall, their first round pick from a couple of years ago. He's panning out to be at least a really good quarterback in the NFL. And Jordan Love found his new number one, and that's Matthew Golden, and he'll be a big reason why the Packers will take that jump as the year goes on.
I love the Golden shout. He just missed for me. I also obviously love the McMillan shout if Bryce Young figures it out. We already know that McMillan's going to be the number one there. But with number two, and I feel like this guy's your number one, I went with Ashton Genty.
Yeah, he is my number one. I'll just say that right
now. Like, look, the guy's a stud. Only question mark is the competition he faced. So obviously he's going to face a massive jump. But overall, this guy, for what he was faced with, he dominated. It's not like he was barely getting 1,000 yards. This guy was getting 2,000 yards, which is hella impressive still. He's still a solid pass catcher out of the backfield as well. And with literally two weapons in Vegas, it's just him and Bowers. He should get his fair share of touches. And with Pete Carroll there, I know he's going to run the football a little bit.
So I already said my number one, Ashton Genty. Who's your number one? And I agree with everything you said. He's going to have the most opportunity probably out of the rookies in terms of the offense.
Look.
Skill position-wise.
Yeah. I think this year, like, people like Golden, Warren, and Genty are really going to pop off to overtake this guy. Even if he plays a little bit decent, I think he'll win it just because he is the quarterback. And that's why I'm going with Cam Ward.
So
I don't expect CJ Stroud. I don't expect Jaden Daniels rookie years. But I feel like it's as long as this guy puts up a good, solid rookie year, and the other people, I don't expect him to go. I don't expect Genty to go off for 1,500. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's fine, yeah.
I don't expect Tyler Warren to break Brock Bowers' records as well. So when I'm looking at it, I just feel like if this guy just puts up a good, solid year, he'll get the quarterback bias and he'll win the offensive rookie of the year. And I expect this guy to have at least a good to decent rookie year, in my opinion. And I don't think this guy's going to be a stinker in his first year.
All right, assistant coach of the year. Like I mentioned earlier, I forgot to get this award, so I'm just looking through my list here. I just went quickly at the top of my head. I'll let you go into details more so. Number 3 for me, I went with Steve Spagnuolo of the Chiefs. They were my number one team in the whole NFL, essentially. So they're going to be a big factor of doing that there. Number 2, I went with Chris Shula. The Rams are my best team in the NFC. So I think a lot of defensive needs to see support what's going to happen, maybe depending on Matthew Stafford's side of the ball. Number 1, Josh McDaniels. The Patriots made the playoffs for me. I think he's going to get unlocked Drake May and everyone else. Stephon Diggs might show, okay, you know what, I am still here, but we'll see how that ends up going. And yeah, so those are my top 3. Josh McDaniels, Chris Shula, Steve Spagnuolo. But I'll let you explain a little bit more since you actually did the research.
I went my DCs. I went all DCs.
Okay.
Number 3, Robert Saleh. I expect the 49ers to bounce back.
I wanted to put him in there, but I don't have him in the playoffs. That's
Robert Saleh's defense on paper is not good. So if he gets them to perform, he should be in this conversation. And obviously, as a DC, we know this guy's a stud. Number 2, Brian Flores. I feel like he has to be in this conversation. What he's done in the last 2 years with the Vikings defense is insane. And I expect nothing less. So he's going to be in this conversation. And number 1, in my opinion, he should have won this award last year. And I'm going with Vic Fangio. What he did with the Eagles defense was something literally revolutionary, because literally, I don't know what freaking black magic does Cooper DeJean have by just inserting him to the lineup. And
who won it last year again?
I think it was Ben Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at it, we can't pick Ben Johnson anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. So when I'm looking at it, I feel like Vic Fangio should have won last year, but I think, the Eagles defense is still going to be sick. And Vic Fangio is going to be a big reason without. But let's go.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. Number 3. Same reason for Robert Saleh for me. Kyle Shanahan. He's going to be in the conversation for me, bringing the 49ers back into being division winners and into a playoff spot.
Number 3 for me, it was between a couple people. It was Jonathan Gannon, because I have the Cardinals obviously taking a jump this year. It was Dan Campbell, because he lost both his coordinators, and we'll see what ends up happening there. I ultimately went with Raheem Morris. Again, I have the Falcons winning the division. I acknowledge the fact that the Buccaneers are the clear favorite. I just went with more of the underdog story, and I feel like Raheem Morris will figure it out this year. That's my number 3. Number 2, I went with Sean McVay, because I have them as the best team in the NFC. And again, who knows what's going to happen with the health concerns of some of his players, especially the question mark with Stafford. And if he could get through that, he should be in consideration.
Number 2 for me is Dan Campbell. The Lions are winning the division for me. And if this guy pulls this off, he's done it without his 2 coordinators. I feel like that will give him so much praise to how good of a leader he is, and how good of a motivator he is as well. So because of that, I feel like that's gonna propel his story of becoming the coach of the year. And number one, I feel like we both gonna have him here.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
Michael Vrabel.
Okay. Mike Vrabel of the Patriots. We both have him making the playoffs. You obviously, I convinced you somehow to put him higher than I did.
I saw the schedule, bro. I saw the schedule.
But let's move on to the defensive player of the year. We have 2 more awards after this left. Number 3. Again, I have Krishula considered for the award. I have Jared Verse as number 3 for me because that he was really good in his rookie year last year. I think he'll take another step forward this year. A more underrated pick to be in consideration for me.
Number 3, I went with Trey Hendrickson. Contract here.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to
I
pop
have
up.
an honorable mention.
He needs to pop off if the Bengals defense needs to be anything good. And obviously, I have the Bengals in the playoffs, so that means Trey Hendrickson should pop off.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is in my world. Number 2, kind of obvious pick. I just threw him in there. TJ Watt.
Oh, okay. I didn't go with the super obvious ones this time. I left him out of it.
I kept one
Again,
of
there's a
them.
lot of people to consider defensively as well. I went with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons.
Still the obvious one.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, like the ones who have not won the award. I pretty much went for first timers. Micah Parsons. I think he was going to start off slow, which is going to hinder him from winning the award this year. But we know how motivated he is going to be, especially during that Week 4 game against Dallas, who might break a single game record for sacks for all we know. But number 1, did you say number 2?
I said
number 1. I went with Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson. We're all in.
Yeah, that's why he was my Comeback Player of the Year award because I have him winning DPOY this year.
Oh boy. Number 3. I feel like this guy could lead the league in either one of receptions or yards. And that's because of CJ Stroud hopefully bouncing back a little bit. I went with Nico Collins. And I feel like this
Fair
guy.
shout. Again, a lot of considerations here.
This is kind of like my off the board type of pick here because obviously
I don't think it's not that off the board, to be honest.
I mean, like compared
to other names.
Jefferson's not in. I'm gonna spoil it, but Jefferson's not in for me. So
For me, on the board pick, it's not Jefferson. I went with Derrick Henry. I went with it because he didn't win last year. Again, I have the Ravens up there as well. He's going to be a big factor of it again, especially if Lamar is rumored that is a little bit injured. I don't think obviously he's not as serious, otherwise we would have heard about it, but he's going to carry
another reason why it's so off the board because I'm going to spoil it right now. I don't have Saquon Barkley in here.
I don't have him here either.
But I do have Christian McCaffrey just because I said the 49ers make the playoffs. They're going to bounce back. C-Mac is literally the offense. And if he pulls it off, like he's going to be in this conversation.
Number 2 for me, I went with Bijan Robinson. Again, Falcons win the division for me. That offense should be running through him and obviously Drake London. I went with the running back more because he will get the yardage and show from our running back tier list that we were a little hesitant to put him in the elite. He will officially be elite after maybe a first couple of weeks this year. And number 1, I went with the Triple Crown winner from last year, Jamar Chase. I have the Bengals in the playoffs. You have, I'm guessing, Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is my number 1.
Offense needs to help him win, and Chase is going to be the main weapon there. He is the main weapon there for Joe Burrow. He will win it this year. Yeah, because Saquon won it last year. He'll finally get the chance to win it this year.
Yeah, that's another reason why I put Chase at number 1.
And officially, our MVP awards to close out the video. Number 3 for me, he's always in here every year. I got to put him in here again, Lamar Jackson.
I don't have Lamar Jackson in here because of the injury concern.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just had this weird feeling that like that injury could kind of hinder him in the beginning of the year. Because of that, I put in last year's winner in, and that is Josh Allen.
Number 2, I went with Joe Burrow. Again, they're in the playoffs. Who's throwing Jamar Chase the ball? Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow should have been probably MVP last year if they made the playoffs with how bad that defense was. And unfortunately, them missing the playoffs hindered him from getting the award. So I went with Joe Burrow as my number 2.
I went with Patrick Mahomes at number 2. Reason is I feel like the disrespect might be getting to him. I feel like he might take the regular season a little bit more serious, him and Kelsey. And if they figure out a connection now, obviously Mahomes is going to be in this conversation. And number 1 for me, I'm just going to say it. If the Bengals make the playoffs, Joe Burrow's MVP. It's just simple as that.
Yeah.
That's the philosophy here. Because he has to be the MVP for them to make the playoffs.
I went with Mahomes as number 1 because of everything you said, and I have them as the best team in the NFL. And I'm going to say the big reason for that, I know they had 15 wins last year, but Mahomes wasn't the factor. This year, I believe Mahomes will be the factor, and he has most of his weapons. I know Rashid Rice is suspended to start the year, but ultimately, I think Mahomes is going to try to shut some people up and take the MVP award back this year. But that pretty much wraps up our video for this. These are all our predictions, our version of the NFL script. Let's see who script the NFL picks or is closer to. Once again, comment down below your guys' predictions down below. Hit the subscribe button. Our video is popping up here where we talked about the NFC North predictions and preview. Make sure you guys check out that video. We'll catch you guys over there, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.